This vodcast brought to you by Power9 Games.
Hello and welcome to Frontier Gaming. I'm Keyboard Therapy.
And I'm Z.
And today we're looking at a Masters semifinals between Jordan Nach and Bret Fogel at the Las Vegas Open 2016. On the left we have Jordan Nach, who's running a Highborn McBain list. And on the right we have Bret Fogel running Runes of War Tier 4. The scenario here is Outflank, where you can dominate the either zone for 2 or control them for 1. There's no kill box. This is a really sweet table, by the way.
Yeah, this table is amazing. It's actually not turned on right now. It's the gears and stuff.
Yeah, the gears spin. The LEDs actually cycle. Let's spend a quick minute talking about some of the terrain, because looks a little unorthodox.
Yep.
We've got, if you look at there's 2 grates, one on Jordan's half of the table and one on Bret's, and we've got a ball and like this plume of smoke that Jordan's touching right now. Those are actually forests. The smoke, I guess, simulates the camouflage of what the trees would. There are 2 hills, one in the upper left corner of our screen, kind of near Jordan's dice tray, and the other is the collection of circles right in the center of the, we'll call it the far zone.
Yep. And then we got a trench in the middle of the bottom zone, and a wall in Bret's deployment area.
Yeah, we have 2 native walls.
Yeah. So 2 walls on Bret's side of the table, and then Bret has also placed his 2 walls, or he hasn't placed them yet, I don't think, right?
I believe he has.
Okay. They have to be within 20, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
and they can't be within 5 inches of any other pieces of terrain. There's no restriction that they can't go in the zone.
Within 3, right?
Within 3, yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. Within 3 inches of any other piece of terrain. There was a brief period during the SR beta of 2015 where the walls could not be placed in the zones, but as you can see, for whatever reason, they decided not to impose that restriction. Other than that, I think Jordan's won the role to go first, and it looks like we're about to kick off here.
Yep. So there we go. So here McBain's going to activate first. He's going to throw Fortune, I believe, onto the Sea Dogs. The Sea Dogs are on the bottom here, and then the Press Gangers up
Correct.
On top, right?
Yes.
So walls in the back of that Sea Dog unit there.
Yes. Yeah, McBain has allocated only 1 focus to the Galleon to get it to run. He put failsafe on it, and he's putting a Fortune on the Sea Dog unit. If you look at the far nearest side of the table to us, on top of the one of the giant gears, we actually see Eris. He is running the Sea Dogs forward right now. Actually, this is a really interesting list. It's very fast, very mobile.
Yeah.
I mentioned previously that this is a Highborn McBain.
Yep. Yeah, it's Highborn, so all the solos,
Exactly.
even Alexia and Acosta, are all advanced deployment.
And Alexia is right in front of McBain near the center of the table. Acosta is currently, I think, being shadowed by the tape measure. And then the pirate solos are all going to be kind of collected around the forest that we mentioned previously, that Jordan is sort of hovering over.
Yeah, they're going to be kind of hanging near the center of the board, ready to go.
The model that Jordan just finished moving, that is Anastasia Debray.
Okay.
And just everything is sort of collecting in a central position. Jordan's just kind of positioning for, looks like an early feat.
Yep, gonna shoving the Galleon up there. He's got the first turn, so he wants to get real close so he can get that good feat turn off. And
Acosta is in kind of prime position for getting off a swift vengeance should any of the Rune Shapers decide to get frisky and lob a shot at the Press Gangers, which Bret opts not to do for, I'm sure, a number of reasons.
Yeah.
But the clock is swapped, and now we're on Bret's time. He doesn't want to overextend and move too far forward, but he also doesn't want to cede the scenario entirely. We see him tow the Earthborn into the table, into the zone, and Janissa moves up and places a wall in a super obnoxious manner, creating a foot-long continuous
so
line of cover.
Like, while he doesn't want to go up too far forward, there is no reach except for, I think, Alexia and the Galleon on the table. So their stuff is actually pretty safe behind those walls.
Yeah,
especially with the Earthborn Animus, which I assume is what he has on him with this Fear he spent.
The Earthborn put his Animus on Mulg and then trampled forward, towing into the zone, and we see Mulg getting replaced with a proxy marker just now.
I'm sure he will be a proxy marker for a large portion of this game with all the little tiny models on the table.
And then Doomshaper actually is behind the natural wall right now. Bret moved him a minute ago.
Yep.
And he put Transmute on himself, and then he put Fortune on Mulg. And then we see the Creelstone activating now. I don't know what the officer is picking at this time. I imagine there's no real benefit to much of anything.
Nope.
And then the Mauler runs behind the wall, and then we only got the few rune shapers to go left. And
yeah, so we got a unit behind the far wall, kind of huddled behind that, safe from the non-reach models, ready to go drop some AoEs on what I presume is going to be the feet turn next turn from Jordan. And then some other ones filling in behind the beasts. So we got these two units here in the middle, hiding behind the beasts, and then the last unit here hiding behind the forest. So
yeah, this is a really interesting matchup. The armor cracking on Jordan's half of the table almost comes exclusively from the Galleon, Acosta, the thralls that Alexia can throw out, and I guess McBain to a lesser extent.
Sure. The
Sea Dogs and the Press Gangers, they benefit from Hawk's Weapon Master, Object of Desire ability, and they will murder the Rune Shapers. But outside of those pieces I mentioned previously, there's really not a lot that I think Jordan has that can contend with those high-armed beasts.
Yeah, you got the Earthworn Animus, and you have the Stone, and as long as they don't have a Galleon on them, which McBain's Galleon can get there though.
It can run, and then it can jackhammer, or it can drag, or in most cases I should say it could drag, because as it stands right now,
it is
that foot-long piece of wall.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we forgot to mention, there it is. At the very back of Bret's deployment, you can actually see the Axer kind of peeking out, hanging out for his Animus.
Hanging out with the Doomshaper on the wall.
So McBain drops Fortune, he allocates 2, and he activates right away and pops his feet. And we can see the feet tokens going out right now.
Ah, yes.
He's feeded on all the pirate solos. He's picked up, I believe, Lass in that in the only press ganger unit in the far zone.
Yep. Alexia,
Anastasia, Acosta, and then I think he's swapping Fortune. Yeah, swapping Fortune to the press gangers.
Interesting.
So very aggressive feat. And we'll see. Anastasia is just YOLOing it right into Bret's line, getting probably looks at least conservatively within 6 inches of Doomshaper.
And I believe he gets caught by Force Lock there.
I can't quite tell, but it certainly looks like he's in melee range of a Rune Shaper.
Yeah.
So seems possible for sure.
Which I think might have been intentional. I'm not positive on, though.
I don't know.
So it looks like he kills a Rune Shaper with Alexia there and picks up the soul from it.
Yes.
And
then Eris just ran headlong into those Rune Shapers.
Hey, what's up?
It's interesting that Eris didn't receive benefit from the feat here, because she's McBain's only way to strip any of the upkeeps in NMI on that half of the board. But I suppose that given the ease with which they could be recast and the fact that they are kind of hiding behind these walls, Jordan probably figured that Eris really wasn't going to get a whole lot done.
No. And she's probably going to be removed trivially here. She's going to get trembled and then rock hammered.
Yep. So Acosta moves up, and he shot a Rune Shaper in the face, and it just aced him.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got a pretty good gun. I know everyone thinks of his double Stormblades first and foremost. But
he can shoot with them as well.
And they're POW 12s, and he's got 2 of them. And now we see the Galleon activating, and it just snipes a Stone Bro from the Creelstone unit.
Yep. So
but doesn't do a whole lot else.
Getting some decent work, I would say, considering the position he's in. At least on the table, getting a decent amount of work done.
I would very, very strongly agree with that. I think that a lot of players in this position would mostly get jam and scenario presence from this turn. The fact that Jordan is able to force some tough checks and kill some models, that's
testament to the strength of the list he's playing here. Is that
and his ability to pilot it.
Yeah. Gets I think that ability to go first, or his option to go first here, is very tremendously helpful.
And even if Anastasia doesn't get the intelligence maneuver off, or not the espionage maneuver, intelligence is her +1 to go first. Yeah. Espionage is if she uses an action to pop a Warcaster,
which is pretty likely she'll be able to do here in this next turn.
Well, I mean, I imagine that we'll find her getting knocked down, and then she'll probably walk away from Doomshaper. But we'll see. Doomshaper will walk away from her.
Right. Which I think is one of the Tremble is actually going to be incredibly powerful here. I imagine he's going to be able to knock down a lot of these models, and where he might not normally be able to even hit them. So,
So Jordan is activating his press gangers, and they're charging in on some Rune Shapers. It's worth noting that I think Alexia is on 2 souls right now.
Yep.
One she got from herself and one from the Galleon. So the press gangers have payday from Rock Bottom.
Yep.
I'm not quite certain where Hawk is. Actually, I think that's her back towards Jordan. But nonetheless, they managed to force some tough checks, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Hawk is right above the forest there between
Yes.
the Sea Dogs and the Galleon.
Some big rolls, but the Rune Shapers tough it out.
Yep.
And okay, there's Hawk.
So Hawk, it looks like, is running? Or?
Yes, she's acrobaticking. She has no Pathfinder, but she can get some pretty annoying places, so she goes up and plays tag with the Mauler, I believe.
Yeah.
So now we've got 2 proxy bases. Mulg is behind the Janissa wall, and then the Mauler is behind is right next to, kind of jammed in there with Rune Shapers and Crystal Bears.
He is probably not making a lot of maneuvers.
Oh, so this was a funny interaction. I actually stopped by the table live for that moment. The Sea Dogs have Pathfinder at the moment because they pop their mini feet. So the Sea Dog charges over the wall,
gets
stopped by force lock, and then is forced back over the wall.
Yeah, so he gets force locked in an illegal position
Yes.
and gets rewound, much like a incorporeal model would force you.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting. So he ends up, getting 1 charge attack then with that Sea Dog?
Yeah, I think on the Earthborn, which is, as we said, not going to do a whole terrible amount.
Yeah, so they're just... looks like... Command... Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. They were going for a judge call, I believe.
Yeah. Rune Shapers aren't fearless, so I believe that was a command check.
Ah, okay.
No quarter giving
for the
terror,
yeah.
yes. So that seemed like it was... what does Jordan have left to activate at this point?
I think he has a couple of the solo. Rock Bottom went. Bosun maybe has left to go. Doc maybe to go. Yeah, it just looks like the couple of solos on the bottom side of the board that haven't moved yet.
And now we're discussing the resolution for the Sea Dog over the wall.
Right, yes.
But all in all, this is an extremely solid turn for Jordan. We only have the Earthborn towed into the zone for Bret. Okay, now we see the previously mentioned pirate solos really getting in there.
Yeah.
They're sort of, they can advance with impunity this turn as they are McBain feated.
Yeah.
And Bret is now forced to consider his options.
And so you think his plan here is, I'm going to put my model so far on your side of the board that you're not going to be able to contest the zone. Unfortunately, I think that he's going to be able to do it with his heavies and be relatively safe.
Well, that's the funny thing, though, is if whatever whatever heavy he puts forward, he has to protect it with either an arm lock or a Janissa wall, and then make sure that either Acosta or Alexia can't get to it.
Yeah.
Because if the Galleon drags it in, it's probably dead.
Well, I mean, on this bottom zone here, this Earthborn is incredibly safe. It looks like he's stuck in a wall, is able to still toe the zone. He's getting animus himself to be nigh unkillable.
The bottom zone is not the one that really scares me if I'm Bret right now. It's the fact that McBain is within walking and energizing, or certainly running distance from doming the top zone. And you've got the threat of the Galleon. Acosta is in the forward part of the zone, and then he's basically got some knockdown Rune Shapers and some Rune Shapers towards the more central position, and they die to press gangers, Weapon Master press gangers.
So he pretty much has to throw that Mauler into that zone and force the Galleon into it, I think, right?
It doesn't feel great.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's his only option, but I also feel like it's a really bad option.
I'm trying to think if there's maybe a way for him to sort of weather this without ceding too many CP, because you never want to start a trade by giving a piece away. Runes is an incredible theme force with a lot of resiliency and even redundancy with what they can, the damage output they can do.
Yeah.
But moving the Mauler just to get dragged by the Galleon for free doesn't feel great. That said, I'm really not sure. Bret's on the back foot. This is a very aggressive list, and the pieces that it has can get some insane places. Yeah. Bret needs to mind his P's and Q's from a assassination and an attrition scenario standpoint.
Yeah, definitely. He's kind of he needs to react to kind of every single game outcome here, because Jordan is threatening all of them.
which is a terrible place to be in.
No, yeah.
You want to restrict what your opponent can do, and then focus on those elements.
Yep.
So Bret has actually spent 4 minutes of his turn 2, bottom of 2, deliberating. And I think that right now he is checking distance for a Janissa Stone Shift. Yes. Yep. So
pushing some dudes out of the way.
So he's caught Debray, and I think a Sea Dog or a Press Ganger, and then maybe some other solos. Okay, so some of the pirate solos. Looks like he's trying to clear a lane to Alexia, who does have the McBain feat, but if you're able to knock models down who have the McBain feat on them, it limits their options on their following turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Alexia most likely wants to get some really great charge angles off for her thralls, which cannot traverse the walls.
Yeah.
And if she's forced to drop them after sacrificing her movement, it's not great for her. So that's the Moog proxy base that's moving right now. Looks like it's getting within reach of Alexia.
Yep, so he wants to knock Alexia down here. So like you said, the thralls, well, she'll be able to spawn them. They'll be exactly where she is.
So we just had a tough check fail. So it looks like that's a Sea Dog that's out of there.
Yep.
And it's worth mentioning that the token that Jordan just placed just then was the Acosta Vengeance token.
Yep.
Another tough check, another pirate dead. Sorry, not just Vengeance, but Swift Vengeance.
Yep.
Which is his speed in advance, not just the usual 3. And Acosta's a speed 7 model.
And it looks like Mulg one-shots Alexia?
Yes, so she's reduced to 1 HP and she is knocked down.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. He went for every model except for Alexia that he could attack first, because he can actually kill those models. Actually, he put a dice there on Alexia. Is that because
that's her HP token? I think that's probably an 8-sided die.
Okay. Did he? It makes me curious. Does like Mulk have crit knockdown that he?
He has crit smite, I think.
Interesting. Well, she would have moved if he had done that, I believe. So
yes. Yeah, he does have critical smite.
So it is. Then it does look like he did actually kill her.
Actually, if it's optional, and it is optional, I would not smite her if I had the option available to me at that moment. I want her to be sat down right in front of me so that she has to put her thralls out in a position that is most inconvenient for her.
Yeah, and also probably in melee, or at least in front of melee of Mulg, which is...
All right, so we have a unit of Runeshapers activating.
This is the unit with 2 guys left.
Mm-hmm.
So doing some blast damage.
Yep, we see some drifts.
Yep. Looks like actually he's going to pick up that Sea Dog and then maybe also Eris. Nope, never mind.
Nope.
Moving on, throwing just in the middle of those.
Those
guys.
Looks like he wings Doc Killingsworth. Yeah, does a point, and then kills another Sea Dog.
Yep. And Alexia just out of range to cancel that spell with her soul token.
Yeah.
All right, so
the Earthborn just activated and decided it was in a fine position. Thunked a pirate, toughed him, and then said, "Yep, I'm done. I'm good. I'm happy contesting this zone." And there's really, other than maybe I mentioned pieces that can get places. If Acosta really wanted to, he could travel to that side of the zone and make some attacks on the Earthborn.
Totally true.
But aside from that, the only thing that we're really looking at right now is Alexia popping some thralls and getting in on that Earthborn.
Oh man, and if Bret can get in here and knock down Acosta, that would be pretty phenomenal.
That would be. Acosta is steady, though.
Right.
And I don't know if Bret knows that, but that does look like a pretty awesome tremble, because you've got Anastasia in there, you've got at least two pirates, and then Acosta. I wonder if he's trying to force lock Acosta. I don't think he's got it, though, because force lock would shut down a lot of his shenanigans.
That is true. I mean, he could still Vengeance into the Runeshaper that is engaging him.
Yes, but that limits his attacks to basically that Runeshaper.
Yep.
All right, so I think Bret's going for the tremble.
little high five there. I'm not sure what that was about.
I think that was a high five of.
That's probably the steady high five.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Costa steady. I just wasted a bunch of time.
You troubled me, bro.
Precisely measuring
Congrats.
that. Yeah. But I think, like you said, if he actually did get there, then the force lock is actually going to be pretty
For sure.
important. So he did get in the zone, though, so he's got at least one Rune Shaper there that's probably going to swiftly die to some Swift Vengeance.
And you know what? That was something that we hadn't considered, but scoring starts at the, like, literally the first thing that would happen for Jordan prior to Vengeance. So he denies that just one Rune Shaper will deny the scoring.
Yeah, so
and then you don't have to sacrifice a beast to...
The most points he can get the next turn will be 2.
Exactly.
Pretty much. And if he gets some more Rune Shapers in there, like he could at least make it annoying to remove them.
So that's an interesting point, because if I'm Bret, I honestly don't know if I put anything else in the zone, because you know it's going to die.
Yeah.
So if you are resigning yourself to giving up 2 points, do you just put the bare minimum number of models that you need to contest in there? Just throw the 1 away and say, yeah, you're going to score, but I'm not going to lose anything else. I say that, and it looks like we are moving more Rune Shapers into the zone.
I think it's just the 1 though, which I think I agree with. I think just having 2 kind of they're a little close together. I think he was going for some rock hammers, but I like having just Rune Shapers this turn.
Sure,
they've
killed a fair number of press gangers. He's walking now up to the McBain feated Lass. I'm not quite sure if she's in. Oh, that was a tough check. So. Oh, it's attacking the press ganger at the...
Yeah, so I think... Was he punching him or throwing some rock hammer? I think he's just going to tremble the Lass here.
Sure. I was actually just wondering about the range between Bosun and the Lass just now.
Oh, because no sleeping on the job.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, that's probably what he was high-fiving me about, because he shifted Bosun into range of all these models.
Oh, man. Well, at least you got him away from the Sea Dogs, right?
Yeah, sure.
So the Creel Stone Bearers are going, and it looks like we actually are making an ablative armor wall for our that's the mold proxy.
Yep.
So probably preventing some charges from thralls. That is a drag option there. If the galleon walks forward
that's true.
some inches,
that's true.
Kills the Creel Stone Bearer, that could be bad for mold.
There's a bunch of models here that can kill those Creel Stone Bearers, so...
It's funny, we were talking about the arm cracking options that Jordan has available, and really outside of mold and where Acosta is positioned, Jordan can't really leverage anything other than that. That Earthborn is there to stay.
Yeah.
And the Axer is still hanging in the back. I don't know if he's activated yet, but we see the Rune Shaper unit that's close to us go now, and there's that Tremble on Eris, and then she is trivially removed with the Rockhammer to the face. Rockhammer blast damage doesn't really phase the Rune Shapers.
Nope. Knocks down some more dudes, some more tough checks.
Yep.
Clips those 2 more Sea Dogs and
wow,
pops them both.
Wow.
So getting some work done.
Yeah. And then it looks like Doom Shaper's activating now, and he is just dumping a bunch of Fury. I don't know that he's even casting anything. See if he runs, actually.
Looks like he dumps into the
Creel Stone.
Creel Stone, and then it looks like he's asking some questions about the range of Anastasia's ability.
Yeah.
And then, looks like he just ran, probably?
It's hard to say. He's speed 5.
Yeah.
So that was...
Regardless, he didn't do anything else.
Nope.
Besides dump Fury and walk or move.
And then the Axer riles some, and then looks like we're back to Jordan.
Yep.
So no CP scored. Fairly, actually, very decent return serve from Bret just
considering
now.
the position he was in.
Yeah.
I think he got what...
Okay, so there's the Acosta Swift Vengeance, not force locked. I'm sorry, you were saying?
He got what he needed to get done, I think. At least to not just lose. So and is in actually not a terrible position for this following turn. I think he got almost 50% of at least of the models that were feeded on knocked down.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
This was almost like a clinic on how to handle the McBain feat without giving too much away.
And guess what?
If you don't,
Tremble's really good.
Yeah, Tremble is insane. This game, I think, more than any.
Yeah.
This was the first tournament for those of you who might be watching this in the future. This was the first tournament after the January 2016 errata where we saw the changes to Warders, Evolutionary Elementalism, and then Tremor to Tremble. And Tremble definitely is getting some work done here at this tournament.
And it was funny. We talked to Bret actually at the tournament, and he didn't even realize that you could charge with Tremor.
I thought we were going to mention that.
So
sorry, Bret.
And you can see here that like he's very used to playing around the limited threat range of walking.
He's getting great work done out of it.
Yeah, he knows where to position these rune shapers in order to utilize it. So
Jordan now taking his time to consider his options.
Yeah, he's quite a bit up on clock.
Yeah, he's put 3 on the Galleon, and he has 3 on McBain. He's dropped Fortune. No, he drops Failsafe. He's upkept Fortune.
And it looks like he shoots his spear at the or his exploding spear at the rune the
stone bearer. Yeah, and that's not engaged because Lexi is knocked down.
Yep.
Gosh, Lexi is armor 19 right now with all those souls on her.
Yeah, he's gonna go for that drag we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. So checking control area to kind of gauge the distance. Yeah, now he's checking line of sight to make sure that he's got it perfectly lined up, so center to center.
Yep.
Bret is really excited to put Mulg base to base with the Galleon right now.
Yeah, he's like, this sounds great.
Oh, we're rolling shots on Mulg. I don't actually know if that's the best use of those. Dice off 8.
Yeah, especially because if he misses, which is possible, he deviates into Sea Dogs.
Sure.
He can also deviate into Stone Scribes, which isn't terrible.
He can, but I would have liked to seen him pick a different target if that's his option. Just blob them into the center of Bret's line.
Yeah, throw him way back, maybe into the actual stone itself.
All right, so we boost the hit, boost the damage on the harpoon, which is something I saw double ones there. I believe that was the follow-up hit, and so now he bought his follow-up attack and did a chunk of damage to Mulg. Mulg is well outside the stone range, so it was armor 19 versus a POW 21, and now we see McBain doing some jackhammers.
And what would if he had the Animus on him? Would he get anything from this hill here?
Oh, that is a really good question.
So apparently irrelevant because he is super dead.
Yeah.
So a couple jackhammers finish him off. I think McBain's sitting on 0 now. Looks like
correct. I'm not seeing any elemental communion benefit for being near a hill.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. One of the things I didn't want to talk about was the fact that Jordan didn't upkeep Failsafe, which in hindsight is clearly a brilliant move because he needed every single focus.
He did, yes, yeah.
But with Failsafe up, I feel as though Doomshaper's almost forced into purifying in order to try and do significant damage to the Galleon.
Yeah.
If otherwise a one-box Galleon is just as effective as a full box.
Honestly, where he positioned the Galleon, Mulg is probably frenzying into.
Well, Mulg is dead.
I mean, if we're saying he had.
If he hadn't killed him.
Yeah, if he hadn't killed Mulg and it allowed for.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm pretty sure that Mulg would have been out of the control area.
By quite a bit,
yeah.
looks like.
There is a Mauler there, and the Mauler can get a lot of work done. And the other thing to consider is that between Rush and any speed bonus the Earthborn might have, and Goad, I could see potentially both. Oh, Jordan getting upset about something. I could see both heavies getting onto the Galleon without too much fuss.
It looks like a Thrall Warrior failed to kill a
Stone Bearer. Yeah.
And then we got another Thrall Warrior going into a Rune Shaper, and Rune Shaper's still alive. So
I know what that was. That was a Thrall Warrior charging Janissa and leaving her at 3 life.
Got it. Oh, that is Janissa. Okay.
Then we saw some of the pirate solos doing some work.
Looks like Payday or something goes out onto the
press gangers
up there.
And now they are charging into the Rune Shapers. Checking distance from Hawk's Weapon Master buff.
Yep, she's in a pretty good position for this.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get quite a few of these Rune Shapers.
Well, with Gang and... Oh, maybe they're not Payday because it's rolling 2 dice.
Oh, no, he's actually going to seduce the... he seduced the Rune Shaper.
Okay.
So they're just walking.
Gotcha. So he's rolling the appropriate number of dice. That's a cute trick.
What's that?
The seduction on the Rune Shaper.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Rune Shapers are getting decimated. In fact, I think we just saw them fail a command check just there. And I don't believe that command check's relevant.
Yep. Yeah. So he's got 2 left in the unit up there.
Right,
And then,
near the far zone.
Yeah.
And then I think we've got 2 and 2 again in the zone that's closer to our side of the screen.
It's like actually a 3 and 2, but yeah.
I see I see him now. Well, those press gangers definitely did work on those Rune Shapers, and it looks like the zone is wholly cleared. Acosta's yet to activate, and we're moving on to the Sea Dogs now.
It's like they're actually just going to back up and contest this zone. I think he knows that he's not going to be able to take it, so he wants to position himself in a way that he's not going to lose it.
I think we have 1 Thrall that hasn't gone yet, but that's not enough Weapon Master attacks to really do much of a dent to an Earthborn.
No, I can't even really get there. So, looks like he's got a couple solo activations left here. Probably going to try to finish finish a Janissa with Hawk there.
Yep.
And
that's a pretty good damage roll.
Looks like she toughs.
And
Janissa's
dead.
Yep.
Well, that makes contesting the zones with your heavies a much more of a dangerous proposition.
Yes, for sure.
I think the only thing left to go at this point is Acosta, and he could possibly do some damage to the Axer or the Mauler, maybe kill some Rune Shapers, but I don't think he's going to do much else. Jordan and Bret discussing what is and isn't in the zone, and Jordan kind of taking a minute to assess his options.
Yep.
I think that Acosta is the only thing that hasn't activated. Oh, there we go, and Acosta just moves back onto the hill, and Jordan scores 1 and passes the clock.
That's interesting. I'd be hesitant to put a infantry model that close to the galleon there, because he's basically a goat away from getting out to the galleon with the Mauler.
Well, that's actually a fair point. Although, no, I can't see anything else that is close enough for him to goat off of, because I'm sure all of the troll players had a moment of anguish, as I was about to say. The troll heavy with reach is dead.
Yeah.
That's not a sore topic, but so once again, this is a game of volleys, because I feel like Bret is now on his back foot once again after having a really strong
I think he's got a shot here. The Axer can probably thresher those 2 solos in front of the Mauler and then rush the Mauler and send him into the galleon and maybe get some damage on there. No failsafe, so no need to purification. Just
I don't know that if Jordan has even any upkeep side at this point. And I was incorrect. That Thrall activated and stabbed the Creelstone Bearer and knocked him down. We can see the knockdown token.
Those Thrall Warriors did a grand total of no damage, unfortunately.
Not a lot, that's for sure.
So definitely knocking down Alexia definitely helped there. But even with the Thrall Warriors he was able to spawn, he didn't do much work. So
as Bret considers his options, what is your next move? What is your immediate response if you're Bret? Because I would definitely be feeling under the gun right now.
I think I want to. Unfortunately, Janissa's dead. I would want to position the Earthborn in a place where I can put the Mauler into the galleon this turn, and then if I don't, I'm not going to kill it, but I can then position the Earthborn to take it next turn. Mm-hmm. And I think these 5 Rune Shapers here can clear and then hold this zone. I think probably for the remainder of this game.
Maybe that was the reason behind putting Acosta there, is to kind of put a stopping block from getting the Mauler in on the galleon. But I don't know. The Mauler is speed 5 without reach. I think that's right. And
so 8, 9, 10 inches.
Yeah, that seems maybe
it's pretty close to 10
with the goad, as you brought up. I think that he can definitely.
Yeah,
get there.
if he can't get there just with the 10 inches, I think he can definitely get with the goad. Charge Costa to be safe, but
attacking Costa is always a dangerous proposition.
That's true.
He's got riposte and dodge or evasive, one of the two, which resolves in the order that player chooses. So you can swing at a Costa.
His one attack
miss.
Needs to hit.
Yeah. And if you miss, he will then stab you back and then walk away.
Luckily for the Mauler, I think if he does connect on that first hit, Costa's super dead.
But yes, that is 100% true. But it feels risky. All right, so the Axer is activating and is doing a fresher, I think.
Gonna clear up that Rune Shaper there.
Looks like he's getting Anastasia, and a pirate of some sort. Looks like actually the Creelstone unit activated a minute ago, and they killed the Thrall Warrior, and
Yeah.
actually, I think they even got a pirate or two.
Probably got the strength aura up.
Yeah.
So the extra does some work there. Ooh, and then Rune Shaper's going up, maybe to clear the path for the Mauler.
That'd be interesting. I'm also going to check if Acosta's dodge procs off of rock hammers. And it does. Dodge will go off of any enemy attack.
I think you'd be pretty crazy here to shoot Acosta on the hill.
Probably. But at this point, do you start taking some of those, maybe not that specific risk, but do you start taking some of those more high-risk, high-reward plays? Is Jordan in a position where he can still play conservatively?
I think he can. I think he's in that position until the Galleon gets into the center of the table. I mean, if the Galleon gets in the center of the table, like where Alexia is, then it's pretty scary. But I think for now, like, this bottom zone is pretty much his.
The bottom zone is his. Well, except for Jordan's got, looks like three pirates, including Mr. Walls, and then Doc in that zone. That top zone, the danger with we talked about the gambit of only putting as few point worth of value in that zone to contest it. But if you do that this turn, then McBain's going to get in the zone, and he's going to dom it up to 3 points.
Yeah. And
then Bret is really under the gun. So the Runeshapers close to us activate, and they start chucking around some rock hammers. Looks like that one missed. Oh no, Tuff's the Sea Dog.
Yep.
And this one's shooting Mr. Walls. Looks like a pretty good roll, and Mr. Walls goes down. And then one more rock hammer. We've got 3 models left in the zone, 1 knockdown.
There goes Doc.
Yep. Doc not benefiting from his 4-up tough rule. Has to roll the hard 5 or 6.
So he's still got quite a few pirates here in the zone.
He's got 2, but they're in an annoying position.
Yeah.
I don't think the Earthborn can get it done.
No.
And he has to, I think, rely on some spells to...
And so I'm really curious what he's doing with the Mauler up here. It seems like he's clearly not going to go for the...
Yeah. Well, his attention is still on this zone right here. And we see Doomshaper move up.
So I think at this point, all hope of...
Oh, I missed that one. Was that another pirate?
Yep, that was another pirate
okay.
on top of the Earthborn. The one he punched in the face last
right.
turn.
Okay. So it looks like Doomshaper Strangle held him to death.
Yep.
Or maybe he was close enough to whack with a stick, but I'm not sure.
And he's going to send the Earthborn into Alexia, it looks
Interesting. Boy, I don't know about that. That seems like you've got a dead Earthborn at that point.
So he's checking it before he does it.
I suppose if he goads backwards, I don't know. That still feels real.
Yeah. If he goes backwards, he can actually goad into...
Oh, he's going in on the Sea Dog. Interesting.
Yeah. So looks like he's just going to kill the Sea Dog.
Oh, he's throwing him.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, so he's going to try to clear the zone here.
Okay. So the initial target did not tough. That was the 1. And the knockdown model rolled the tough.
And then he gets promoted.
Yeah. So this is an interesting judge call, or judge deliberation. Bret wanted to know if he was able to snack off of the
Throne model. Got it.
And I believe the answer is yes, because it is a melee attack. But if I'm wrong, be sure to leave a comment below. Let me know.
Also, goad, I think he was looking for as well. So,
well, I think that the goad just happens. Oh, I see. So, okay.
Because he has to kill a model.
Yes. I feel much more confident that goad procs off the throw, less so about snacking. Although maybe the Earthborn is not damaged, and I'm just making stuff up.
Yeah, I believe that's the card that he picked up and looked at was Doomy's card.
Got it. Well, I still don't feel great about the Earthborn's chances for survival right now.
No, and I'm really scared of this Alexia here in the middle of the table that is still alive.
Well, she doesn't have any souls on her, and she's got 1 HP, so I feel like, well, I'm hoping for Bret's sake that he's got a plan to deal with her. But as we to sort of do a callback to the models that have armor cracking, it's Mulg's down. Bret is running out of things that he can kind of use to face tank the non-Acosta, non-Galleon models, and it looks like the Earthborn is in a prime position to get gacked by either Acosta or the Galleon or both. So
looks like the Mauler is punching Gosen.
Yep. Punches Bosun and then goads into Alexia. Okay. Well, wow. So now we've got both of Bret's remaining heavies
very close to each other.
Yeah. Interesting. I feel certain that one of them is dead.
Yeah, I think that's... I mean...
So we see a Swift Vengeance into a Rune Shaper.
Yep.
And that looks like a dead Rune Shaper. That is a dead Rune Shaper.
Yeah, for sure. So he's got that zone now.
Yes.
Probably goes for the Dom here.
I think so. Is there even a single model of Bret's in the zone currently? Or?
There's no models in the zone. There's a Rune Shaper there up on the top side of the
just
table.
outside of it though, right?
Yeah, and then an Axer. So I think yeah, he's totally not only I think good to do it, but pretty safe afterwards.
See some celebration from Jordan there. Yeah, I feel really scared for Bret right now. So we allocated 3 to the Galleon, and there's no upkeep. So the Galleon just starts shooting, and we're shooting directly into the center of the Creelstone Bearer unit.
Yep. So getting rid of some of those guys, reduce that aura distance.
Wow. That's some pretty good shooting there from the Galleon.
Yep.
And then looks like here comes the drag. No, here's the drag. Boost hit, boost damage.
And it looks like he's...
Ooh, checking the radius of the stone aura, because in order for drag to proc, you have to deal damage.
Oh, man.
And it looks just short?
Yeah, it looks like it's just short.
Ouch. Those weren't great numbers, so that might have been relevant.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Follow-up attack hits, and the Mauler is, I believe, armor 18 right now, so that's dice plus 3 on the Galleon. So McBain moves into the zone, and we're doing some jackhammers.
Yep, and...
Galleon needs a 6 to hit, but okay, wow, that is...
It is gone.
That is a dead Mauler. So Jordan will be at 3 points at the end of this turn.
Looks like it. This is...
It's looking pretty grim for Bret.
Yeah, it is.
So Acosta's activating now, and he charges the Axer.
Uh-oh.
And that was a pretty decent roll.
This Axer is going to be pretty crucial if Doomy wants to get rid of this Galleon, I think, because of where his beasts are. So.
Yeah. Well, the Axer's still alive, so that's good. And I don't the damage of these pirates, even if they make any attacks on the Axer, are going to be de minimis compared to what Acosta just did.
Yeah.
They're ganging up on the Rune Shaper up there.
Yep.
And that is a dead Rune Shaper.
Gone.
And then I think we're making some attacks on one of the Stone Bearers.
Yep.
And he's out of there too.
So we got the Stone with 2, so we must have another buddy over here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, there he is right there, right behind the Earthborn.
Ah, yes.
But I'm not sure what Jordan has left to go with. Oh, the flamethrower from Rock Bottom. Wow.
Gets it done.
Wow. And then I think that's it. And Jordan's at 3. Bret's got 1 heavy left.
Got 1 heavy and, 5 Rune Shapers, looks like? And an Axer?
Yeah. Getting down to it. Jordan's taken some losses as well, but he's got a fresh Galleon and a Costa. And if it comes down to it, caster v caster, McBain has a slew of abilities that help him just trivially murder warlocks.
Yeah.
Even if they still have beasts and transfers left over. We have Hawk getting in on the leader of the Creelstone unit. And he toughs.
Oh, wow. I thought he had gotten rid of Hawk, but I guess not. Okay,
so Jordan is at 3 points, and he passes ship's clock to Bret. Man.
Oh, man. And now, so Bret is now on, 13 minutes here?
Yeah.
So
he is. It's looking bad in all of his columns right now. He looks like he's in bad shape. That Sea Dog toughing at the back of that zone was just extra unfortunate. I'm sure that's a headache. It may not have. I think that Jordan is on much more of a clock, not just the death clock timer, but the scenario pressure than Jordan. But even if he had 1 CP, maybe he finds a way to stall the scenario onslaught, and then that becomes quite relevant. So that's real unfortunate to see that Sea Dog there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this full strength RuneShaper unit is going to be tasked with clearing that zone and then hopefully taking it.
Well, what does he have that can contest the zone up there? I mean, he's really got the Earthborn, the Mauler.
Earthborn and the Axer.
The Earthborn and the Axer.
And then the Stone, maybe, I guess?
Man. The Axer's got to take care of Acosta. That needs to happen. All right, so we get rid of the annoying last Sea Dog, and then looks like we're throwing some more rock hammers around. Rock Bottom gets knocked down.
Yep.
Here we go. Not snakes to hit, just a tough check away, and that does him in. So at least he has, with the exception of Rupert, half the table cleared at this point.
Yep. Oh, that's Rupert in the back there.
Yes.
Got it.
But other than that, this is great. This is giving Bret something to work with, but at this point I feel that he's so far behind that this is not what he needs to do to win the game. Or at least not lose the game.
And is he going down to 0 here? Oh no, he's still got 4 left. Okay. So probably cast.
He's rushing the Earthborn.
Rushing the Earthborn.
And he's healing the Axer, because the Axer took some serious damage from Acosta.
And it looks like you might have also cast Fortune on the... Or that's the Rush, is that token there that he put down?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure.
Down to 1, though. Gets some heals, gets...
Yes, it is Fortune.
Okay, so he's got Fortune and Rush on the Earthborn.
Okay. And the Earthborn is running to contest the zone.
Wow.
Looks like he might have gotten around the lip of that rock wall to maybe deny a drag, but I don't know. Galleon could just walk that way, or probably Galleon walking threat is 7 inches. That's pretty close. You got to think that those zones' diameters are 12 and the Galleon's base is nearly 5.
Yeah, he's probably about 8 from that, I think.
Oh, excellent thresher from the Axer, though. Gets rid of both Acosta and, I suppose, a pirate, and then goes into the zone.
Nice.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, so he's got both heavies in the zone.
Sure.
So at least he has some time.
Goes to 2 CP. Well, he's got a heavy and a light, which is often, like, Troll Lights are pretty sturdy, but that one has taken some serious damage already.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Bret is currently at 2 CP. Jordan is at 3.
Yeah.
Jordan can forestall scoring this turn by running Rupert into Bret's zone.
Yep.
And then what he has to do is kill a kind of beaten up Axer and an Earthborn.
So he's got, 2 turns to kill the Earthborn and the Axer here, right?
Okay, so it looks like that was just shy of 7. So Jordan actually charged in, and I'm seeing 5 focus on McBain. So he allocated 1 to the Galleon.
Yep.
And I think that the Galleon might be trying to attack over a wall.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're choosing here. And it's actually... It wouldn't be too unpredictable here for that to happen because the Galleon's base is so large.
Sure.
You need any line from that.
It's got a fairly decent angle. Maybe Jordan positioned it so that he's... Okay, so it looks like he is not attacking over the wall, but he still needs 6 to hit.
And so he's going to cast...
Jackhammer, that's a 5. That's a not 6. All right, here we go.
Did he cast Fortune on it?
No, he did not. That was a healthy damage roll, but... wow. Leaves the Earthborn with any amount of health.
Doesn't even kill one of those beasts there. So we got 2 charges on the Axer, which miss. And so he's not feeling great about that. So now he's got 1 more turn to kill that thing.
Man, you got to think that if he had failsafe or Fortune on the Galleon right now, we'd be looking at a very different game state, that's for sure, if nothing else.
Yeah. I guess he's got to think that, I don't know, are 2 attacks better than re-rolling 4 attacks?
I hate rolling unassisted 6s. That is the bane of my existence. So the Rune Shapers activate, and they clear up the zone for Bret's Doom Shaper. And so if Doom Shaper doesn't leave the zone, he's at 4 CP, and Jordan stays at 3, but he's got to kill the Galleon.
Did he forget to activate Hawk, or did she just tough the thing again and knock him down?
I believe that was that turn that we just talked about. Did he not?
That was turn before, I think. Because he he got him down to one dude left.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed, interesting. Actually, get some room shapers in there, so you'll make it.
Sure.
Even if he is able to get both beasts out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to get both beasts, and then McBain's got to charge that rune shaper.
I feel like McBain can get it done, though. He's got
True.
Reach, Grievous Wounds. He's got
Right.
Gang with his
forgot
other
about
warrior
Grievous
models.
Wounds. Yeah, no, he can definitely do it.
He's got tricks. So Fortune coming into play there as the Earthborn beats on the Galleon.
So probably not killing it, but I mean, at least he can.
Armor 19, Galleon, and so the Earthborn is taking the Troll Axer's axe, which puts him at power 17?
Yeah, 17 looks like.
Yeah, and if the stone's in there, 18. I'm not sure if it
The
is.
stone cannot get there. Also, the
Okay.
stone doesn't have the dude anymore to pump him up
that's
to
right.
+1 strength. So
Fair point. So he's at dice -2. So yeah, the Galleon is still alive, although it's looking pretty beat up. Interesting. Wow, really coming down to the wire.
yeah. So he gets knocked down by
By Hawk
Hawk. It looks like.
on a free strike.
Yep.
Interesting. So Doomshaper's activating now, and it looks like he's casting Stranglehold at Hawk. Gets her out of there,
Yep. Fails tough.
and one more Stranglehold of the Press Ganger. I don't know if I've seen that before.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to kill as many models. Probably doesn't go for the third one, but yeah, gets safe behind that wall.
Dom's the zone, goes to 4, ship's clock. Jordan's got 17 minutes to kind of weigh his options at this point.
Yeah, 70 minutes to. So McBain probably gonna charge the rune shaper there, and then the Galleon goes for those two beasts.
Sure.
Which,
Jackhammer to victory.
yeah, maybe he can maybe get it done.
Jordan taking his time though.
Yeah, he's got plenty of it. And they succeed a command check, looks like.
I'm actually not sure what that was, because that was the allocation just there. Yep, charge on the Rune Shaper with Grievous Wounds. It's if he hits, it's all over.
Yeah, he is kills trolls.
Oh, man.
Like it's his job.
That said,
Unless he has to buy attacks, I guess.
okay, a 1 miss, low damage roll on the Earthborn. Second Jackhammer. Man, not great for Jordan there.
And is he done?
I think the Galleon's still got to go.
Yeah, so he's got to focus on McBain here.
Sure.
But he's got the Galleon left.
And that's about it. I mean, he's got a few pirates floating around.
Yeah. But they have to go dom, or have to go contest at this point now.
Jordan mathematically deliberating as to whether this is even possible.
Yeah, definitely.
With a crippled arm, he's going to have to... No, I don't see it panning out for him.
Does he have a crippled arm at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he had maybe all the guns and he went for shooting and then drag and all that stuff.
You'd have to roll fire.
Yeah.
That Earthburn's pretty hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So the Earthborn's out of there, but
nice.
Axer's still hanging steady, and then he runs to quote unquote contest and says, "This game isn't over yet."
Yeah. Well,
But I think that in reality, this is all but sealed. I have full confidence in Bret's ability to clear the zone and Dom in 2.5 minutes between his 3 Rune Shapers and then Doom Shaper himself.
so that's it.
Well, that was a real nail biter. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to share, like, subscribe.
See you next time. record and